Hello everyone, and welcome back for our coverage of IAE 2954. Today is day 6, and we're actually covering several manufacturers. We're all kind of pushed together on this day. We have Argo, we have Consolidated Outland, Greycat, and Kruger. So there's going to be quite a bit of industrial stuff here. Including some starter ships and some other random vehicles. So, let us get started. I don't personally do a lot of mining and industrial work, but I have definitely tried them. I definitely encourage people to try everything in this game. You never know what's going to appeal to you or what might be fun. And there is one mining vehicle today that we will look at that I actually have had some good fun with, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Here we are. I can already see, look at that. There's a commercial for a new vehicle that they'd added to the game recently. And here are the different logos of the manufacturers. So we're going to see all sorts of vehicles. Definitely ships, but plenty of ground vehicles as well. Including a mech suit. Oh, right. So it looks like everything is consolidated to 2 rooms and the underneath area. And it looks like we're starting strong with Argo. This is the main industrial company, I would say. Let's start over here on the left. So, this is called the MPUV. But you can see there's actually variations of it. No, it's supposed to be a vehicle where you can just detach and reattach these various modules. Like here is a personnel transport module. It's also very similar to the escape pods aboard the 890 Jump. Oh, here's a cargo variant with an extra seat here and there, but mostly just cargo here. But they kind of bucked the trend. I believe it was last year they added this vehicle. This is a tractor beam version. You can see there's a tractor beam here on the front and on the back. So presumably this should still work with all the different modules, and it's just sort of like an upgraded version of it. These vehicles don't have a quantum drive. They're really niche in their usage. They're actually designed to go with a military capital ship, which actually has dedicated docking spots for these vehicles. Here we have the mole. If you remember, on one of the previous days, we talked about the Prospector, which is a single-person mining ship. Well, this is a, I guess 4-person, you could say. There's 3 mining lasers, but you also potentially want to have a 4th person as the driver. See, here's the side ones. These actually come out to the side more, I believe, when you get in there. Yeah, I think these come forward as well. These areas. Get into the seat. I think you have to wear a suit. I don't think this is pressurized. But for breaking like the biggest and most challenging rocks in the game, you need more than a single laser. So this is pretty good, but again, really meant for multiple people. It's way overkill for 1 person, and kind of annoying to go from the bridge down to the mining laser and back again. And in fact, we should take a look at that. Let's activate the elevator over here. time to get industrial. And you can see the company, in particular, likes this orange. Kind of reminds me of LTT, Linus Tech Tips. They kind of go with an orange-black scheme. So here we have component access, I guess, and some engineering stuff. Suit lockers. Here is where you get into your mining seat. There's one on the other side as well. But to get anywhere in the ship, you actually need to go up this ladder here. And then you come into this communal sort of living area. Now, maybe I'm picky, but my butt would not like these seats. So, as a player who doesn't like to do industry and does like menacing stuff, so I often will hang out in the back and not even use the turrets. This is not a ship that I really enjoy hanging out on. It's very uncomfortable. That is subjective, but you know, that's my feelings. So there's more suit lockers, and here's the beds. Bed for 4. This is the bathroom, I believe. Well, I'm not sure where the button is for it. Let me trigger it for a second. We're accidentally sitting on the bed now. It's one that they have animations for, but they're pretty slow. Alright, and then you come over here, and you'll see that there's more sort of technology everywhere. But there's 2 areas here where you go either down, and this goes to the front turret, which is protected. Yes, we'll take a look, because I accidentally triggered it. You can see it is actually covered in here. The windows look particularly bad because ships, the longer they stay outside of a hangar, they slowly sort of take dirt, and these ships have been sitting on the server for hours and hours and hours. So the dirt just sort of automatically accumulates. But it starts clean. And then forward of this, we have the bridge, or cockpit, whatever you want to call it. Flight deck. It actually has an excellent view here, although not as good of a view straight down, but still decent. Lots of MFDs. I would say if I was a pilot, I would be happy to fly a ship like this, but these industrial ships do also kind of fly a little bit sluggish, so they're not exactly sports cars. Alright, let's find our way out of here. So this is a very popular ship because, again, in order to do proper mining of a lot of the bigger rocks, which can be extremely valuable with the Quantanium, you need a ship like this. It is a necessity. So this is a staple of the mining gameplay and mining players across the entire verse. So don't underestimate the ship, but do bring friends. Here we have, what is this one called? Is this the raft, I think it's called? This one is an interesting cargo ship. They went with this idea where you could fit these large boxes across. And then these arms should potentially lift up and put things down, and there's a little crane system, and there's tractor beams, which you control from the back controls. But in truth, as cute and as unique as this thing looks, it's not as efficient in terms of the cargo space. So people who are dedicated into cargo gameplay, they tend not to go for this unless they're just absolutely in love with the look of it. Which I wouldn't blame you if you were. You'll see that actually has a kind of a cute area in it. Now you'll see right away we have a lower and top deck, so we're going to start with the lower deck. And right away we're going to get into the guts of the hardware. Oh wait, first of all we have the bridge. Pretty decent, pretty decent. You even have this sort of protective bar in front of the glass. Here is the docking port. Alright, so I guess all the hardware is actually upstairs. So this is the really cute interior, I will say. I mean, look at this cool window where you can see your cargo boxes generally. It's really nice. Look at the TV there. You know, these things might get all swapped out eventually, but you know, it's really cool what you can do with the space. This just feels really nice and open, the way that it's designed. It feels cozy, you can just spin around and access everything. And then 2 beds, because you really don't need too many people with this one. And then these are storage, I believe. Here you have the suit lockers. Here we have the rifle holders and tools and whatnot. There's another one too. I don't know if this is the bathroom. So this is one of the most strange looking shower heads in the entire verse. Pretty interesting. An interesting way to like, well, first of all, it didn't look like it. It feels like it's backwards. I think it is. This is supposed to come up this way, so you can spray down water. But right now it's going backwards, so... Oh well, it's bugged. But, pretty cute implementation. Do we have the ladder? So, this is especially nice because if you lose power to your ship and you need to get upstairs and put the elevators down, you have the ladder. Very important consideration. Here we should have some of the components. There should be components all throughout here. But we also reach the this rear, I believe. Is this the rear? Yeah. This is where you can control the support station, but I believe this is where you can control the box movements and do the cargo managing. See, does it have a tractor beam on here? I guess it doesn't. I guess you're just meant to just use these claw systems. And then here we have more, you know, fancy ship technology stuff. The avionics, the flight computers. It does feel like well armored everything, you know, like it could take a real beating. And that is probably what you're looking for when you're looking for an industrial ship, but it's just so niche in terms of what it carries, its carry space, what you can do with it, that it's overall kind of not a very good ship. So if you're looking for cargo, I don't recommend this, but it is very cute, I will say. Alright, and then we have a couple more things over here from Argo. First, we have this tractor machine. mean, it's not really a tractor, it's like a truck, I should say. And here they're demonstrating it with the truck being full. So I think those are 1 SCU boxes, so I think it holds 4 SCUs. Let me climb you, damn it. Okay, oh wait, no. Uh-oh, I may have done a bad thing. Help? Help? No, I don't need to rent that. Well, while we jiggle here for a moment, we can talk about these mech suits, I guess. Wow, this is really worrying. We can't pull it with tools either, which is my usual fix for this kind of situation. Oh god. This might be the first video I actually have to edit. Anyway, these Atlas, these holders are pretty cool. These things can pick up cargo from a huge distance and then place it at a huge distance. So, super convenient. Highly recommend these mech suits. We're gonna get into one as soon as we get out of the situation. Assuming we get out of the situation. Uh-oh. I need an adult. Alright, well, we'll be back in a moment. Alright, so, we managed to get out of that, so we can continue. We actually didn't have to, reload or do anything. We just had to be patient and try. Alright, so this is the mech suit. Let's see if it'll let us into it. Maybe one of these it will. Maybe it won't because they have no way of stopping them from moving. Okay, anyway, when you get into it, the whole thing just comes down and locks you in. And then you can move. All it has, again, is a little tractor gun, so it just pulls things from a distance and then puts cargo down in a distance, but it is so good at that job. I highly recommend this. Don't buy it on the website store. Just buy it in-game. It's not very expensive. Yeah. And that's true for all these ground vehicles. Do not buy these on the website. They're never a good deal in terms of the in-game currency to a real-world currency value. Alright, anyway, let's go downstairs and see what we got downstairs. Alright, so here we have a selection of Greycat vehicles. Now, I was saying earlier, there's one type of vehicle for mining that I like, and it's this one, the RFC, the Greycat Rock, as we call it. Avoid this one. This is the Rock DS. It's a 2-person one, and there's no point for it to be 2-person. And it's really kind of messed up that one person gets like a nice comfy environment, and then one person has to be outside in the environment and the weather. It's pretty annoying. It's unfair. It holds more. Maybe the laser is slightly more powerful. Doesn't matter. Don't get it. Anyway, so Greycat Rock, very, very cool. Just like the hand tool, it can activate the laser beam and break the rock, but when you do this kind of mining, and same with ship mining, you have to get the thing just in the right bar, because if you overheat it, it can explode, and it'll still, if you don't explode it too bad, it'll still drop a bunch of crystals, but they will fly everywhere, including into you, and it could destroy you, so you don't want to do that. So mining's a kind of a careful game. Now, they also have these two sort of ground vehicle cars. This one's sort of like a little go-kart, you could call it. You know, kind of like a little electric go-kart. It can break very easily though, Like, literally, you could just be driving it, you hit a little stone or something, and then suddenly it doesn't work. So, just keep that in mind. This is also a very old vehicle. You can kind of tell it's very basic in how it looks. If CIG were to redo this today, this thing would be a lot more fancy. But, you know, again, a very much a buy-in-game sort of deal, and it's really, really, really cheap. So don't bother feeling bad about buying it or buying a couple. Really easy. This is a little bit more expensive, but way more reliable vehicle, and also came out far more recently. Two-person Greycat doesn't really do much. I mean, it looks like it should be able to haul things and do something, but it's really just a car. Just a car. But that being said, if you just need a car, then this is actually pretty decent. Let's see, we got some more on the other side. No, right, so here we have Kruger Intergalactic, is it? Yep. And these are the parasite craft that we were talking about on the RSI day from the Constellation series. These are the ones that automatically hook underneath the ship. This one's an energy one, I believe. So this is the one that shows up on the Phoenix, the luxury Constellation. And then this is the one that shows up on the other Constellation versions. Now, both of them have some laser guns on the wings, although this one has less. And both of them have a weapon in the nose, I believe. I believe this one's a weapon as well. But yeah, while this one's a laser-based ship, this one is a Gatling in the middle, a ballistic. So what's really sort of neat about this company is that they mainly make like guns. So naturally, when they built a ship, they just built a ship around a gun. It's kind of a fun concept. You can really see it there pretty well. These ships are also very maneuverable, very fast. I don't remember if they have a quantum drive or not. I have a feeling they probably don't, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, these are, you know, definitely among the lightest of fighters. Very strong, but ultra maneuverable. And I think they also do fairly well for racing too. So if you're into that, then that might be something for you. And here we have something that people have been talking about a lot this year, especially at CitizenCon. This is the Pioneer. A ship for pioneering your outposts. Designed to basically land and then in place automatically drill materials out of the ground, use those materials with drones to build facilities, or internally build various items and even vehicles, including ships. Very, very powerful and expensive ship, and they have limited sales on these because they're just so valuable. Generally, most people, if you join an org, you'll know somebody with one of these or multiple people. And these people, they plan on sharing out their pioneers so that everybody can build their outposts and everyone can work together. So I wouldn't worry necessarily about rushing to get this ship. But if you can imagine that this is the main gameplay you want to focus on, then I wouldn't blame you for wanting to own this. Otherwise, we'll all get it in game someday. But be prepared to protect this thing because it's not really a combat ship, so it really needs people there to protect it in case it's being harassed. So definitely something you play with others. This is capital size, I would say. So it's a really big ship, really big deal. There's also a bit of drama with that right now. Originally, back in the day, when they sold the Pioneer, they actually allowed you to buy on the pledge store some sort of land rights, like lots of land, before they figured out how they're gonna give people land. And CIG is now no longer selling those. There's speculation that the value of them is extremely high. It's very overpowered. That you could have these land claims that you'll never have to pay for ever. So there is some concern that they may have sold something a little bit too I don't know what you'd call it. Too broken for the value. So we don't know what they're gonna do with it or how they're gonna fix it, but that's a little bit of the latest rumors or gossip. So first we're gonna talk about these ships on the sides, and then we'll talk about the one in the middle. So these are the Mustang series. This is the Mustang Gamma. This is the military version, I think. Oh, racing version. It makes sense to the numbers on the side. So one of your choices when you're buying the game originally is to choose, do you want an Aurora or do you want a Mustang? Now, I mistakenly didn't cover the Aurora on RSI Day, but it's basically a long square ship, like a candy bar shape, and it's not very good. Neither of these are very good. This at least is kind of like a fun like little light fighter ship. It has a tremendous view, which we'll see here. Really, you can look all over, especially if you have like the head tracking. So I'll enable the head tracking, and you know, you can look all around. It's all window, it's all beautiful. It is just a little fighter, and it does transform. These wings do go down. But it doesn't do anything. You can't hold any boxes, no cargo, no bed, no nothing. So it really is quite bare bones as a starter ship. And so for that reason, most people would go for the Aurora. At least there's a tiny bit of space for something. Alright, so this one is the beta. Now, don't get confused. There's nothing quote-unquote beta about this ship. This is actually a really awesome version of the ship, because instead of just being the normal base fighter version, if we can get inside here, this ship actually has a cool, unique feature. Let's wait till we're all seated here, I guess. And then you look for the prompt. Here it is. Exit to rear. So what's neat is that this one actually has a hole without an interior, and so it has just enough space for a tiny kitchen, a bed, and a bathroom back here, I believe. Or for some reason we're stuck by an invisible wall. There we go. Here's a little bathroom. I don't see any toilet paper. Anyway, that's for emergencies. So yeah, if the idea of having a interior matters, then you might just go with one of these ships and then do what we call a CCU or upgrade, and then turn it into the beta version. And then if you do that, then you have an interior. But still, it's really not designed for carrying any boxes or cargo, so very limited for the gameplay you can do with this. Now we're gonna run to the other side. So here is basically the default version of the ship, the Mustang Alpha. Just straight up, combat light fighter. This is the, starter beginner ship that you get. No interior, as you can see. Only the beta has that. And then there's this special militarized version, which has extra guns. It has these rocket pods on it, which is interesting, but not very effective. So the Mustang Delta. It also has this interesting armor texture on it. So it's a slightly armored version, slightly more combat heavy version of the Mustang. But in general, most players would skip this and just go with the more dedicated military ship. Alright, now we have a couple things here in the nose. I guess we'll just talk about this first. This is the hover quad. This is a really, really great hover bike. It doesn't feature any weapons, but it's very inexpensive to buy. It also flies really well. With component access, yeah. It's very stable, flies great, really cheap. So all in all, a very, very reliable hover bike. Can definitely recommend. Now here we have what you might call an advanced starter ship. It's still not very powerful in terms of its weaponry, but that's not really why it's a good starter ship. Now its main feature is really back here. It has basically a flatbed rear cargo area. So this means that any cargo you put back here will still be exposed in space, but in general that's fine. It also has a tractor beam here, so you can operate from within the ship and move your cargo very efficiently just with this tractor beam. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the ship. Oh, and before we do, if you take a look here, there is no physical landing gear touching the ground. This is completely hover technology. It permanently hovers. So, a very unique design. So here we have a ladder system to get into the ship. Here's the rear window. Looks like we put the fuses here for some engineering maintenance. Here's the toilet, I believe. Very kind of cramped, but it is only meant for one person, so should be fine. I believe this is meant to be your storage of your suit locker. It should open and close, I believe. I think somebody opened it and I don't know how to close it. Oh, there we go, we closed it. So inside here is the living compartment. We have the bed, little shelf for your items. Sink, for doing your cooking. We have a little bit of a little granite table here, which is nice. And I believe it has a pop-out seat here. The seat is meant to come forward out of there. Weird. Anyway, it's meant to come out here and then you sit there.
Wonder how this show's gonna compare to the last one.
And finally, you have the cockpit. Now, the cockpit is a little bit weird. Let's come up here. So, the MFD comes up on this little glass screen, which is kind of a neat idea, but also kind of a weird idea. It has decent visibility, but there are these kind of big bars that can annoy certain players. But really, all in all, not a bad starter ship. I think the main negative of the ship is that it isn't very powerful in its guns, or it probably doesn't have very good shields. It's not really made for fighting, it's made for cargo holding, and also hauling vehicles. You can just throw vehicles in the back of the truck then. Are we locked in here? Oh god, another bug.
What they're showing this year.
I think they've somehow outdone themselves with their latest line.
The other main negative, I think, about their ship is that I believe it doesn't hold a lot of quantum fuel. Either that or hydrogen fuel, I forget which, but I think it's quantum fuel. So it's really sort of a short range sort of vehicle. You don't want to take it too far. But if I had this as a starter ship, I wouldn't be complaining. This is a really good starter ship. A really useful design. And then you can see here the missiles actually go in these missile pods. But these are very tiny missiles. Those look like maybe size 1s. Actually, they say S2 on them, so I guess they're size 2s. But very tiny looking. And again, not just looking, but just not very powerful. So it looks like it has 3 guns on it, but I think they're size 3s, so it's, it's got enough of a power that it's like a normal fighter, but it won't fly like a fighter, so irrelevant. Still, I mean, I wouldn't argue that there's probably people who have done some basic bounties with a ship like that. Almost any ship in the game, as long as it has some guns, and you have some amount of skill, you can do the most basic bounties with almost anything. But it's all a question of how long it's going to take, and is it really efficient to do that? So I guess that's it. We've seen everything here at the expo this time. Once again, if you're new to the game and you want to try it out, definitely sign up right now. You can jump in and test out the game completely free. No strings attached, just jump in, and then anything you want that's on the show floor, that's not in a hologram, you can basically rent it and you can use it for 2 days. No big deal, all free. So come into the game, try it out, see what it's like, see if it runs for a computer. If you need a referral code, I had mine turned off, but here it is. Just use that and that'll get you extra money when you join the game and also when it goes to 1.0. So, if you haven't checked us out, I highly recommend that you check us out on Twitch. We're live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and generally on Fridays we connect with DGP, Drinkers with Gaming Problems, and with McBadgers, and we play together and create a great experience with many players and do all sorts of shenanigans. So if you're looking to have some fun, either come watch us on Twitch or just join us. We don't bite, so come and have a good time or chill and relax. if you're looking on Twitch, my name is darkangel_Scarlet, and I have a link in the description as well to make it even easier. Alright, have a good night, and hope to see you all tomorrow for day 7.